The cheerful tunes of the Monkees, 1966, were just a wall hiding pure tragedy. 60 years later, the music died out in total, horrifying silence. Behind the stage lights lay broken, ruined lives. Sudden heart attacks cutting down icons after the glamour faded. Bodies hollowed out by illness, and lonely deaths forgotten by the world. Whose passing broke your heart the most? Drop their name in the comments. Behind the romantic smile of the Monkees' teenage heartthrob was a man whose life was shaped by early hardship and the relentless weight of fame. Born on December 30th, 1945, in Manchester, England, David Thomas Jones grew up in poverty and lost his mother at age 14. Driven by necessity, he left school early to work as an apprentice jockey before turning to acting. His acclaimed performance as the artful Dodger in Oliver earned him a Tony nomination and paved his way to stardom. In 1965, at age 20, Jones joined the Monkees, playing the band's romantic heartthrob throughout its original run. The group went on to sell over 75 million records worldwide. However, rapid global fame trapped him in a teen idol persona. Later projects, including his 1971 solo album and an appearance on The Brady Bunch, kept him visible but restricted his creative growth. The relentless pressures of fame took a heavy toll on his personal life. Continuous touring schedules strained his relationships, leading to 3 failed marriages and persistent loneliness. Despite these ongoing private struggles, he maintained control over his financial legacy, eventually accumulating a net worth of approximately $5 million, primarily driven by enduring Monkees music royalties. On February 29, 2012, after tending to his beloved horses in Florida, Jones suffered a fatal heart attack caused by underlying heart disease and long-term stress. He passed away at the age of 66. His ashes were returned to England and laid to rest near his parents, marking the quiet end of a life defined by massive success and heavy personal sacrifices. Behind the gentle, watchful gaze of the frail butler was a man who proved it is never too late to redefine a life. Born on February 8, 1884, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Burton Hill Mustin lived a practical life as a civil engineer and salesman long before Hollywood ever noticed him. Acting came late, only after retirement at age 67, when financial necessity forced him to reinvent himself. Good. In 1965, at age 81, Mustin took on the small role of the frail, watchful butler on the Monkees. Though a minor character, he became one of the oldest working actors on television. Over a relentless late-life career, he appeared in over 350 television episodes, including memorable roles as Gus the Fireman in Leave It to Beaver and appearances on The Andy Griffith Show. Off-screen, his life was remarkably steady. He married in 1915 and remained with his wife for 54 years, until her death in 1969. On January 28, 1977, Burt Mustin died of natural causes in California at age 92. His $1 million net worth reflected a lifetime of steady labor, a testament to a quiet grit and sharp focus that proved passion and determination know no age limit. Behind the explosive energy of the King of Confetti was a man who used manic humor as a shield against deep childhood trauma. Born on January 13, 1931, in Washington, D.C., Charles Elmer Taylor Jr. faced severe early hardship. His father died when he was 2. His mother struggled as a waitress, and his time in foster care was marked by abuse. He developed manic humor as a vital survival mechanism to cope with early trauma. In 1965, at age 34, Taylor appeared on The Monkees as Glick, bringing his signature energetic chaos to the series. Off-screen, His high-energy persona served as armor against deep-seated personal pain. He went on to become television's king of confetti, making thousands of explosive, high-energy appearances on popular programs like The Gong Show and Hollywood Squares. Behind the manic stage presence, the relentless pressure to perform constantly wore him down. His personal life remained deeply private and fractured. A brief early marriage to Rusty Rowe ended quickly, leaving him without children. He later shared a long, loving relationship with Robert Forney, though harsh social pressures of the era forced them to keep their bond hidden, adding to his emotional exhaustion. Through decades of non-stop performances across television and nightclubs, Taylor built an estimated net worth of $3 million. Late in life, his health declined following severe seizures, culminating in congestive heart failure. Rip Taylor died on October 6, 2019, at age 88. His ashes were scattered at sea in Hawaii, marking a quiet, peaceful end to a life spent behind a truly vibrant shield of comedy. Behind the innocent, wide-eyed smile of the Monkees' lovable bassist was a man who endured the harsh fall from global fame into addiction, hardship, and loss. Born on February 13, 1942, in Washington, D.C., Peter Halston Thorkelson grew up in an academic family defined by frequent moves across Detroit, Germany, Wisconsin, and Connecticut. Though he studied piano at age 9, intellectual pressures and constant relocation left him with early isolation. In 1965, at age 23, Tork joined the Monkees, playing the band's innocent, wide-eyed character. While the group achieved massive global success, selling over 75 million records, the naive image trapped him. After the band fractured, poor financial choices, addiction, and depression caused a steep decline, pushing him toward homelessness. In later years, musical projects like his 1994 album, Stranger Things Have Happened, and his blues band, Shoe Suede Blues, provided artistic relief without restoring past stardom. His personal life suffered similar strain, with 4 marriages collapsing under the weight of substance abuse and emotional distance, which also strained his relationships with his children. In 2009, Tork was diagnosed with adenoid cystic carcinoma, a rare cancer that returned aggressively in 2018. Despite severe health struggles and heavy medical costs that reduced his fortune, he faced his illness with deep resilience. Peter Tork died on February 21, 2019, at age 77, leaving an estimated $2 million net worth. His journey remains a poignant reflection of the heavy personal tolls, lingering regrets, and enduring artistic passion that defined life after sudden pop stardom. Behind the dignified, steady presence of the character actor was a man who built a legendary 6-decade career on pure work ethic rather than Hollywood glamour. Born July 1, 1936, in Chicago, Illinois, Ron Massack was raised in a working-class family near Comiskey Park. He served in the military before pursuing acting, laying the foundation for a lifetime of relentless dedication. In 1965, at roughly 32, he played the Count on the Monkees, portraying the character with dignified, controlled restraint. Over his decades-long career, he became a familiar face across American television, appearing on The Twilight Zone, starring in hundreds of commercials, earning the nickname King of Commercials, and eventually capturing the hearts of millions as Sheriff Mort Metzger on Murder, She Wrote. Off-screen, his personal life was a rare story of enduring devotion. He married Kay Nebas in 1961, and together they raised 6 children over a marriage that spanned 6 full decades. Ron Massack passed away from natural causes on October 20, 2022, at the age of 86. just days after the death of his longtime co-star, Angela Lansbury. His estimated $1 million net worth reflected a steady, enduring career built on quiet reliability, leaving behind a lasting legacy as a beloved family man and one of television's most trusted faces. Behind the sharp-tongued wit of Millie Rudnick was a woman who gave her entire life to show business, enduring tragic loss and a stolen childhood. Born on August 15, 1923, in New York City as Rose Marie Mazzetta, she was raised in vaudeville. By age 3, she was performing. By 5, she was singing on national radio as Baby Rose Marie. Her parents pushed relentlessly, turning talent into survival, leaving childhood quietly replaced by constant travel, rehearsals, and work. In 1965, at age 42, she stepped into the Monkees as Millie Rudnick, bringing decades of performance etched into her voice. Adulthood brought lasting success, anchored by her unforgettable role as Sally Rogers on The Dick Van Dyke Show, which earned her 3 Emmy nominations. The Monkees was just one stop in a 9-decade journey that later included Hollywood Squares and voice work for The Garfield Show. Her private life, however, held deep sorrow. She married musician Bobby Guy, and his sudden death in 1964 shattered her. She never remarried. Grief was compounded by the later loss of her daughter, while insomnia and anxiety followed, making work her only escape from the quiet. Rose Marie died peacefully at home on December 28, 2017, at age 94. Her $5 million net worth and massive entertainment legacy stood in stark contrast to how much of herself she had given away before ever having the chance to choose otherwise. Behind the stern, authoritative voice of Mr. Babbitt was a man who endured early prejudice, personal loss, and decades of silent struggle. Born on January 6, 1920, in Montreal as Henry Cohen, he grew up in a Jewish immigrant family that relocated to New York. Entering entertainment meant confronting prejudice early. Changing his name became a quiet act of necessity rather than choice. That compromise shaped a career defined by persistence. When the Monkees began in 1965, he was 45, carrying decades of struggle into his role as the sharp-tongued landlord Mr. Babbitt. Corden became a familiar voice, often cast as stern figures. His most lasting contribution arrived when he took over as the iconic voice of Fred Flintstone after Alan Reed's death in 1977, securing his place in animation history. Films like The Ten Commandments, 1956, added weight to his resume, though major accolades never followed. Off-screen, his life was marked by deep strain. 4 marriages ended in emotional exhaustion or loss. Long working hours and financial pressure eroded family bonds, leaving distance where connection once existed. Isolation crept in, even as his voice remained embedded in culture. Suffering from emphysema, Henry Corden's health declined steadily. On May 19, 2005, he died at 85 in a Sherman Oaks hospital, his wife beside him, and was buried at San Fernando Mission Cemetery. Remembered more for a voice than a face, his estimated $2 million net worth closed the story of a man whose work echoed across generations, even as his own name quietly faded. Behind the iconic, boisterous charm of Uncle Leo was a veteran of war and poverty who spent decades as a tireless craftsman before finding late-life fame. Born Leonard King Lesser on December 3, 1922, in the Bronx, Len Lesser was raised in poverty by a Polish immigrant father. He graduated from City College of New York at 19 before enlisting in the U.S. Army the day after Pearl Harbor, serving in the China-Burma-India theater during World War II. Lesser built his long career as a dependable supporting actor in film and television. In 1965, at age 44, he made a notable early appearance as George on the Monkees. After decades of steady work in the industry, his late career breakthrough arrived with his iconic recurring role as Uncle Leo on Seinfeld, bringing him widespread public recognition and the hearts of millions. In his personal life, Lesser married actress Janice Burrell in 1954, and the couple had 2 children. However, after nearly 3 decades together, their marriage ended in divorce in 1982. Through 6 decades of continuous acting work, he accumulated an estimated net worth of $1 million. In his final years, he quietly battled cancer. On February 16, 2011, Len Lesser died of pneumonia in Burbank, California, at age 88. His legacy stands as a tribute to a lifetime of quiet resilience, steady dedication, and the enduring passion of a true character actor. Behind the quiet, intellectual gaze of the wool hat-wearing guitarist was a visionary who spent his life fighting fiercely for creative freedom. Born on December 30, 1942, in Houston, Texas, Robert Michael Nesmith was raised by a single mother. His early childhood was marked by financial instability and emotional solitude. Though his mother later invented liquid paper, this wealth came after his formative years, leaving a lasting mistrust of authority. In 1965, at age 23, Nesmith joined the Monkees as the serious, wool hat-wearing guitarist. On camera, he brought calm intelligence. Off camera, he fought fiercely against the group's manufactured image, famously punching a hotel wall during an intense contract dispute to demand real artistic control. After leaving the group, Nesmith validated his rebellion through groundbreaking creative work. He won a Grammy for Elephant Parts in 1981, helped pioneer the modern music video format, and produced notable films like Repo Man. However, his relentless professional drive strained his personal life, leading to 3 failed marriages and complicated family relationships, including a son's long battle with addiction. His visionary business decisions and Monkees royalties built an estimated $50 million net worth, proving his success extended far beyond pop stardom. Late in life, severe heart disease led to quadruple bypass surgery in 2018. On December 10, 2021, Michael Nesmith died of heart failure at his home in California, less than a month after his final performance. He was 78. His legacy stands as a bold, enduring victory for creative integrity over corporate control. Behind the nervous, awkward smile of Ronnie Farnsworth was a brilliant mind who reshaped American theater while carrying a lifetime of deep personal solitude. Born on December 14, 1932, in Chicago, Illinois, George Schweinfurth, George Firth, grew up in a stable, educated environment shaped by high expectations. He studied at Northwestern and Columbia universities, living with a lifelong creative tension between writing and acting. In 1965, at age 32, Firth played Ronnie Farnsworth on the Monkees. While he appeared in numerous television roles, his most lasting acclaim came behind the scenes as a brilliant playwright and librettist. His groundbreaking work on the musical Company earned him a Tony Award, while Merrily We Roll Along reflected the fragile nature of success. Despite his artistic achievements, fame caused him deep anxiety. The conflict between the solitude required for writing and the public exposure demanded by acting contributed to lifelong depression and struggles with addiction. Privately, Firth was guarded and cautious. As a gay man living through a far less accepting era, he protected his personal life, hiding his growing isolation and emotional fatigue behind sharp humor and a quiet avoidance of public interviews. Over a long creative career, Firth built an estimated net worth of $850,000. Following years of declining health and quiet retirement, George Firth died of a pulmonary infection on August 11, 2008, at age 75. He left behind an enduring legacy of landmark characters, words, and musical theater history, though he carried a deep personal solitude until the very end. Was a man who escaped early displacement to become a screen staple, while enduring a quiet life of solitude off-screen. Born on April 20, 1931, in Glasgow, Scotland, Max Landstein, Monty Landis, experienced early displacement before immigrating to the United States. Adapting quickly to his new home, he pursued acting, developing a specialty in playing clinical, controlled, and stern authority figures. In 1965, at age 34, Landis took on the recurring role of Mr. Zero on the Monkees. As a persistent antagonist, he provided a familiar threat throughout the series. Beyond the show, he built a steady, 6-decade career as a dependable character actor in major films like Charade, 1963, Body Double, 1984, and Real Genius, 1985, as well as popular television programs ranging from Pee-wee's Big Adventure to The Golden Girls. Off-screen, his relentless commitment to work strained his personal life. 2 marriages ended in divorce, and continuous professional demands led to emotional distance and a routine life defined by quiet solitude rather than deep personal stability. Despite decades of continuous appearances across film and television, he remained strictly cast within the narrow roles Hollywood assigned him, earning an estimated net worth of $500,000 over his long, dedicated working career. Monty Landis died of natural causes on December 14, 2024, at age 93. Though rarely the central focus of a production, he remained a memorable, constant obstacle in classic television, leaving behind a truly fine, enduring legacy as one of the era's most reliable, recognizable screen antagonists. Time moves on, the laughter fades away, and the bright, iconic faces that once lit up millions of screens now rest quietly in memory. Behind the catchy tunes, the energetic performances, and the canned laughter that defined an era, lay real human lives, filled with heavy pressure, hidden pain, quiet sacrifice, and unbreakable resilience. And they gave everything they had to bring joy to the world, even when their own worlds were falling apart behind the camera. As we look back on their journeys, we remember not just the stars they were on screen, but the deeply human struggles they carried off screen. Their stories serve as a poignant reminder that fame is often fleeting, but the legacy of true artists endures forever. Which story behind the Monkees moved you the most? Whose quiet struggle touched your heart the deepest? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If these untold journeys resonate with you, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can continue honoring the forgotten stories and legacies of Hollywood's golden age together. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again on our next journey through time.